Hey friends, thanks for joining. Let's begin standing. Just have your feet any comfortable width. Relax your arms down by your sides and begin to turn your head side to side like you're bringing your chin towards your shoulder. You can keep your eyes closed, open. Either way is good. Just make sure you're relaxing your jaw. And for now, breathe freely through your nose. Just begin to create a little circulation up in the cervical area. All right, now head up and down like you're bringing your chin towards your chest. And then put those two together. Bring your chin down towards your chest, then move your chin toward one shoulder. Lift your chin up, chin toward the other shoulder, and down toward your chest again. And reverse it, go the other direction. All right, let's move down to the shoulders. Lift your shoulders up and then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Slide them down and spread your shoulder blades. Lift them up, squeeze them together, slide them down, and then spread your shoulder blades. Okay, now keep doing this motion with your shoulders. Let's add a little cat-cow movement in there as well. Now, when you squeeze your shoulder blades together, lengthen the area between your sternum and navel so you extend your spine and also inhale here. And then when you spread your shoulder blades, shorten the area between your sternum and navel so you flex your spine and exhale. So inhale here, exhale here. Now remember, as we're doing this cat-cow type movement, don't just throw your head back and forth. Think more about the movement in the middle of your spine, in the upper and middle part of your spine, not just your neck. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, now pretend you're doing the backstroke. So bring your left arm back and then your right arm back. And just keep going, just like you're doing like a standing backstroke. All right, good. Now bring your palms together and begin to mobilize your wrists by making a circular motion with your hands. When the backs of your hands are together, give a little pressure. Now reverse it and go the other direction. Okay, now just shake your hands out. Shake your hands like they're wet and you're trying to shake the water off. And then let's keep doing this shaking action, but add a little bouncing. Add 30 seconds of bouncing. So you kind of quickly bend your knees. All right, good. Now open your feet wide, relatively wide, and just make a circular motion with one knee. Make a circular motion with one knee. Go real slow with this one. And now go the other direction. Now change sides and change directions. All right, great. Now lift one foot up and make a circle with it. So you mobilize the ankle while you keep your balance. And as always, make sure when you do this one, you don't make a circle with your shin. Keep the rest of your body really still. Just isolate your ankle joint. And go the other direction. Great. Change sides. And then change directions. Okay, bring both feet down. Now have your feet about the width of your mat. Have your feet about as wide as your yoga mat. And we'll go through the qigong inspired little warm up here. Remember, when we do this warm up, I'm going to ask you to coordinate movements with the breath. Almost always, in yoga at least, when you inhale, you want to think about a little extension of your spine. When you exhale, a little flexion of your spine. So, in addition to the arm movements we're doing and the knee bending that we'll be doing, when you inhale, do a little bit of this. When you exhale, do a little bit of this as well. Okay. So, again, feet about the width of your yoga mat. Bring your palms together. As you exhale here, bend your knees, lower your chin, a little flexion of your spine. Now, as you inhale, bring your arms out like a T, stand up really tall. Lift your chin so you have a little extension of your spine. And exhale, slowly bring your palms back together, bend your knees, lower your chin. Okay, now this inhale, press your palms up toward the ceiling, look up, stand really tall, a little extension of your spine. And then when you exhale, press your palms toward the floor, look down, bend your knees, a little flexion of your spine. And then finally, inhale, sweep your arms up, stand really tall. Exhale back to the starting position. Okay, I'll talk you through that sequence again. Inhale, arms out like a T. Stand tall, extend your spine. Exhale, slowly bring your palms together, bend your knees. Lower your chin, flex your spine. Inhale, press your palms to the ceiling, look up, stand tall. Extend. Exhale, press your palms toward the floor, look down, bend your knees, flex. Inhale, sweep your arms up, stand tall, extension of your spine. And then exhale back to the starting position with a little flexion of your spine. One more time together. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now go through that sequence a couple more times on your own, at your own pace. Use the movements of your body to stretch the breath. All right, once you've gone through that sequence this last time, then just lean forward. Still, feet still kind of the width of your mat. Cross your arms. Let your knees have a little bit of a bend in them. Just allow the weight of your head and your arms to decompress your spine. And then shift your weight back so you take a little more weight towards your heels. Then shift forward so you have a little more weight towards your toes. And then find some place in between. Okay, great. Now let's come back up to standing and go through the revolving disc or chakra. Feet still the width of your mat. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Inhale here, open your chest to rib cage. And now as you exhale, lean to one side and then forward. Let your knees bend a little bit. And then lean to the other side and then return up. Open your chest to rib cage here. Again, exhale to one side and forward. Let your knees bend. And now the other side, back up. Do that three more times. Make a big circular motion with your upper body. Knees bend freely. And now go the other direction. All right, great. Then relax your arms down by your side. Just take a few breaths here, like in a wide-footed mountain pose. Okay, then step your left foot back and turn your left toes out toward the long edge of your mat. Bend your left knee and shift your weight onto this back foot. Then bring your right hand up like it's blocking a strike. A little bit of a bend in your elbow, though. Left hand under your heart like it's giving an offering. And as you shift almost all of your weight onto this left foot and this knee is bent, do your best to have your hips directly under your shoulders, as opposed to having your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Hips directly under your shoulders. You just feel your left leg in this case working hard to stabilize. Take a few more slow, smooth breaths here. And while you're here, every time you exhale, engage your lower abdomen, lift your pelvic floor. When you inhale, see if you can get your rib cage to expand out to the sides, also to the back. All right, now shift your weight onto your right foot and bend your right knee. Pull your right hand back and push with your left hand, like you're pushing open a heavy door, and lean into it a little bit. Do your best to have your knee stacked over, your right knee in this case stacked over your little toes. Get some breath into your back again. Okay, now shift weight back onto your left foot, block with your right hand. As you exhale, shift weight onto your right foot and push with your left hand. Inhale here, exhale here. Let's continue for another minute or so with this Tai Chi warrior sequence. Shifting weight from one foot to the other with a skillful use of your breath. Okay, now the next time you shift weight back onto your left foot, lift your right foot off the floor and find your balance again, standing up really tall like we did earlier, just for a second or two here. And then bend your left knee again. Softly bring your right foot to the floor and shift weight as you push with your left hand. Let's do it again. Shift weight back into your left foot, then lift your right foot off the floor. Stand really tall and pause for a second. Now bend your left knee, softly bring your right foot down. Shift weight onto the right foot and push with your left hand. Continue with this balancing position within the Tai Chi warrior sequence for another 30 seconds or so. All right, great. Now, in a moment, we'll switch sides here in a second, but first, I'm skipping some details of the Tai Chi Warrior because if you watch my videos consistently, you'll see I talk about it a lot. So I don't want to keep on repeating myself. If you have any questions about that, or if you just want to learn a little bit more about it, I've got a short tutorial in the tutorial section on the Tai Chi Warrior. So just look that up after class. Okay, so now step your right foot back. Your right toes point toward the other long edge of your mat. Bend your right knee and shift the weight onto this foot. Have your hips under your shoulders. Left hand is blocking now, right hand under the heart, giving an offering. Let's take a few more slow, smooth breaths here. And like earlier, see if you can get some breath into your back. Great. Now shift weight onto your left foot and bend your left knee. Pull your left hand back and push with your right hand. Stack your left knee over your left little toes. Okay, great. We're going to go back and forth. So as you inhale, pull back, shift weight onto your right foot and block with your left hand. As you exhale, shift weight onto your left foot and push with your right hand. Inhale here, exhale here. Okay, now let's add that balancing position. So shift weight onto your right foot and then lift your left foot off the floor. Stand really tall and do a short pause. And then bend your right knee again. Softly bring your left foot down and push with your right hand. Inhale here. Exhale here. Keep going. Okay, great. Then just step forward to the front of your mat. And then let's fold forward again. This time, though, bring your fingertips to the floor, including your thumb tips. That may require you to bend your knees. It's fine if you do. Okay, let's do some frog squats. So now, bend your knees, drop your hips, let your heels lift up, have your arms between your knees, and then imagine you're a frog sitting up really tall. And again, heels are off the floor for this one. I'm trying to extend my spine. Now, next time you exhale, press your heels down and your hips up. And then you'll flex your spine. Inhale to the frog. Extend your spine. Lengthen the area between your sternum and navel. Exhale. Press your heels down, hips up. Relax your neck. Let's do 5 or 6 more of these frog squats. All right, then shoot your right foot back into a lunge. We'll come into the lizard. So your hands are on the inside of your left foot. Just make some movements with your hips. Check out this first deeper lunge now. And then change sides. So step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. Shoot your left foot back and make some movements with your hips on this side. Okay, let's step back into down dog. Go through some kneeling salutes next. Now from down dog, inhale, rock forward to all fours. Lift your chest, look forward, then exhale back, child's pose, tightening your abdomen on the way back. Inhale, sweep your arms up and open the fronts of your hips. Then exhale back into child's pose. Inhale up to all fours. Then exhale back to dog pose. Let's do that again. Inhale to your hands and knees, extend your spine. Exhale to child's pose, flex your spine. Inhale, sweep your arms up, open the fronts of your hips. Exhale back into child's pose. Inhale to your hands and knees. Then exhale back to dog pose. Let's go through just a couple more kneeling salutes on your own at your own pace, like earlier, using the movements of your body to help stretch the breath. All right, now the next time you're in table pose, let's stop there. Let's come back into table pose here on your on all fours. And let's do a little crawling like we did last week. Really good for core strength, balance, and coordination. Super important things. So from here, lift your right hand up and lift your left leg, shin, and knee and foot off the floor. So you're balancing momentarily on your left hand and your right shin and knee. And then bring your right hand and left knee forward. Change sides, lift your left hand and right knee up. Bring it forward. Now keep walking until you run out of space, then go in reverse. So lift the opposite hand and leg at the same time. Move them back, bring them down at the same time, and vice versa. Yep, if you want to make it more challenging, don't go faster, go slower, so you need to balance longer. And when you run out of room, go forward again. And once you're toward the front of your mat, let's do bird pose next. So bring your knees close together now, then lift your left leg back and up. As you lift your left leg back and up, keep pushing the floor away with both hands. So both elbows are straight. Even spread your shoulder blades here. Take a few more breaths. Great. Now change side. Left knee down, right leg back and up. Keep pushing the floor away with both hands. Both elbows straight. Spread your shoulder blades. All right. Bring your right knee back down. Then left leg back and up into bird pose again. But now we'll make this circle. So keep pushing the floor away with both hands. But bring your left knee out to the side and then forward. Left leg back and up, out to the side and forward. Big circle. 3 more times with your left leg. Push the floor with both hands. Spread your shoulder blades. Okay, now reverse it. Make a circle in the other direction. Same leg, just other direction. Okay, good. Now change sides. Right leg backing up. Push the floor away, then make the circle with your right leg. And reverse it. Okay, good. Then just go ahead and sit in child's pose. Once you're in child's pose, focus on breathing into your back, like you're breathing into the area behind your heart. And now walk your hands over toward the left side of your mat and focus on breathing into the right side of your rib cage as if you could breathe more into your right lung. Now change sides. Breathe into the left side of your rib cage and your left lung. Okay, back to the center. Now slide forward in the crocodile pose. Once you're here in crocodile pose, fill your entire torso with breath. Take 5 or 6 full deep breaths in here. Okay, now bend your knees and make circles with your shins so you rotate your thighs a bit. Go both directions. Now bring your left leg out to the side for a half frog variation. So your left knee is bent about a 90-degree angle. Your left toes are pointing the same direction your left knee is going here. Now, when you do this one, chances are your left hip just lifted up. See if you can sink your left hip a little closer toward the floor next. So then once you do, Now lift your left foot and ankle up and down 5 or 6 times. Of course, keep your knee down, but lift your left ankle and foot up and down so you actively internally rotate that thigh. And then ask your left foot and ankle to hover off the floor. Great. Bring it down and change sides. Now, right leg out to the side for this half frog variation. As you bring your right leg out, or once you bring your right leg out, see if you can sink your right hip back down toward the floor. And then lift your right foot and ankle up and down. Then ask it to hover. All right, bring it down. Slide your legs together. Now left arm out to the side for the side scorpion. Left arm out to the side, hand about the height of your shoulder, rolls your left, and bring your right foot to the floor behind you. Then slide your left foot in the direction that you're facing. So you split your legs, and you feel a kind of full body stretch diagonally. Okay, change sides. Okay, unwind. Let's come into Sphinx pose next. Once you're in Sphinx, drag your forearms back isometrically so you can pull your rib cage forward and create more length in your waist. Once you create that length, bend your knees. Kind of similar in that frog variation. As you bend your knees, you probably lift your hips. See if you can sink your hips back toward the floor with your knees bent, and then make some circles again, and reverse it. Okay, feet to the floor. Now slide your hands under your shoulders and lift into a bigger cobra, or if like in the upward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Now one more time back into downward facing dog. And this time in down dog, might feel good to pedal your feet back and forth a little bit, and or shift it a little bit side to side. All right. Let's come down to all fours. Just cross your ankles. Have a seat. Stretch your legs forward. Let's do some windshield wipers next. Lean back on your hands. Have your knees bent, feet the width of your mat, and go side to side on the breath like your shins are windshield wipers. When you inhale, bring them up. When you exhale, drop them to a side. Take plenty of weight up on your hands so you don't feel any compression in your spine. Okay, now the next time you drop your knees to your right, keep them there and then lower down to your right forearm. So left hand's off the floor, right forearm's down. And we'll do a little strengthening of the core, the side of the core here. So now lift your right hip off the floor and then bring it back down. Then lift your right hip up and bring it back down. Your knees stay down. You just lift your right hip up and down, and you should feel the right side of your core engage when you lift up. Now keep your right hip off the floor and reach your left hand toward the ceiling if you haven't already. Okay, bring that back down. And now let's change sides. So just drop your knees to your left and then bring your left forearm down. Yep. Then lift your left hip up and down 5 or 6 times. So you feel the left side of your core engage when you lift up. Now keep your left hip off the floor and reach your right hand toward the ceiling, almost like side plank in a 90-90. All right, good. Then lower down. Lift back up and bring the soles, your feet together into the butterfly. And sit up nice and tall here for a few breaths. And now begin to lean forward over your feet. Great, lift back up. Now, if you're facing the long edge of your mat still, maybe shift where you are so you face I'm sorry, if you're facing the front of your mat, shift so you're facing the long edge of your mat or the side of your mat, or just move your monitor or however you want to do it, just so you have padding under both knees. And now drop your knees to one side. So we're not going to do a 90-90. It's kind of like we start in a 90-90, but then flex your knees all the way. So your knees are all the way bent. And whatever side your knees drop to, that same side hip will be down, the other hip will be off the floor. And we're going to work on lifting up and coming down here on multiple for 60 seconds on one side. This is a good exercise to build a lot of strength and endurance in the glute muscles that help you to rotate your thighs. So really important glute muscles. So use your hands if you need to, but ideally, eventually don't use your hands to lift your hips up and then sit back down softly. Lift up and sit back down slowly and land softly. Keep going. As I mentioned, use your hands, maybe just your fingertips if you need, until you build better strength and endurance in your hips. Last little cue here, if you want to make this a little more powerful of an exercise, when you're lifting up, isometrically pull your knees toward each other so you feel your inner thighs, even the pelvic floor, engage and get stronger. And as far as the breathing, it could really be either way. You could exhale up, you could inhale up, whichever feels more effective for you. Great. Now change sides. Change sides and continue. About 60 seconds. Don't forget to squeeze your knees toward each other isometrically on the way up. All right, good. Now, stretch your legs forward again. And then just hold forward, hold your feet. If you can't reach them, bend your knees until you can. Take a few more slow, smooth breaths here. All right, good. Now lie onto your back. And let's practice tadaka mudra next. Reach your arms overhead, interlace your fingers, press your palms one direction, press your heels in the other direction. So use the strength of your arms and legs to lengthen your spine. Now exhale all the breath out. Very end of exhale, do a brief pause of your breath as you suck your navel back towards your spine, hollowing out your abdomen for a second or two, like it's an empty pool. Then relax your abdomen. Inhale and repeat. Exhale all the breath out. Then all three bandhas, emphasizing Uddiyana bandha, so it feels like you hollow out your abdomen. Let's try that one more time. All right, now relax your arms and legs. Just take a moment here to do whatever it feels like you need to do to make yourself super comfortable for Shavasana. Let's get really comfortable. If it feels like you need any props, grab them. If it feels like you need to do any less moves or poses, take care of that. But get really comfortable. Once you have settled in, make sure you allow the floor to take your body weight. Relax your jaw, soften your eyes, even release your breath. So you're not controlling it or shaping it, not really practicing pranayama right now, but continue with your pratyahara. So you're still drawing your awareness, your senses inward, observing on the inside like you're observing someone else. All right, then start to bring some awareness back to your extremities. Wiggle your fingers and toes, roll your ankles and wrists, and take the next minute or so to work yourself back up to seated and now into any comfortable seated posture. All right, so let's go through about 5 minutes here of nadi kriya. Um, In fact, let's just do 3 rounds of nadi kriya. Nadi kriya, like kind of like the Tai Chi warrior, I do it a lot. So most people watching this video know it really well. I'm not going to take a lot of time to explain it. I'll just take us through the first round, then you can do 2 more on your own. If you have questions about it, or if you want more details, there's also a section, or there's a video, I'm sorry, in the tutorial section for nadi kriya, so you can get more info on it there. Okay. All right, sit up nice and tall, close your eyes, and now do 9 Kapalabhati breaths. After 9, block off your left nostril, inhale through your right nostril. Very top of inhale, pause and retain the breath in. Just practice being really still. When it feels like you need to exhale, block off your right nostril and exhale through your left. And once you have exhaled, release your hand down and take a normal breath. Now do 9 more Kapalabhatis. Now block off your right nostril and inhale through your left. Top of inhale, release your hand down, retain the breath in. Find that stillness again. When it feels like you need to exhale, block off your left nostril and exhale through your right. And release your hand down. And finally, finish this first round by inhaling through your mouth, but making a sound in your throat like an ujjayi breath sound. At the very top of inhale, pause just for 1 second. And then as you exhale, make a hissing sound to help stretch the exhale. Okay, that was 1 round. Repeat that sequence 2 more times on your own. And once you've completed this round, allow yourself to breathe freely again. If it feels like you need to change the cross of your legs or adjust your seat in any way, take care of that. All right, now bring your awareness into your brain. Bring your awareness into your brain and see it like the surface of a perfectly still lake. See and feel your mind tranquil like the surface of a perfectly still lake. And if a thought arises, just see it as a single ripple moving across the lake of the mind, but then see it return to a state of complete tranquility. So you keep returning to the still lake of the mind. Okay, now relax all effort. Bring your palms together to Anjali Mudra and take one last moment to enjoy the peace you've created through the practice. So create a little heat. Once you've built some heat, you can bring your hands over your eyes. Feel the heat moving in, recharging your senses. Take one last slow, smooth breath in here. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed class. Have a fantastic day. If you're enjoying the app, please spread the word, let your friends know. Hope to see you again soon.